Greetings. So my name is Peter, and this is Pekka.
Hello.
So we come from Finland, which is far enough trip that I managed to spill some coffee on me, but that's another story. So we're here to introduce you a mobile commerce developer's best friend, also known as Honkio SDK. Now with mobile commerce, we don't mean just doing your shopping on your mobile, but basically any type of mobile solutions which have the payments as an integral part of those. So for example, Uber is mobile commerce, Starbucks Order and Pay is mobile commerce, etc., etc. Now our original plan was to do a public launch of our Honkio SDK here, but surprise, surprise, development schedules tend to get screwed up, so we are not quite ready to do that yet. But instead, we'll talk you through what we have in the SDK, and I'm going to show you a demo on what has already been built with the SDK. So basically, next slide. So on the mobile application development, as we all know, it tends to be quite expensive. Getting a good quality development is hard. Getting a great developer is going to cost you an arm and a leg. And when you add payments on top of that, it's increasing the complexity of the applications. And especially when you try to deal with those merchant agreements, etc., it becomes a rocket science. Now, Stripe has, of course, done a great job of making the payments integration extremely simple and easy, and they are a great benchmark also from our perspective. But we think just the pure payments are a little bit boring, so we're focusing on how do you actually build your business logic on top of that. So our SDK is extremely focused on providing you the business logic, which enables you to easily build all the commerce and then have the payments handled as a part of that almost invisibly. And now Pekka is going to tell you a bit more what we have in the SDK. Over to you, Pekka.
Okay, here is our project, what we have been doing. We have a couple more already done so far, but our first project was the City of Turku public transportation ticketing application, and that is where we start to do that one, and it took from the contract signing to the ready launch, commercial launch, 4,000 hours to execute Android and iOS applications, and its cost was dramatically high. But during that one, we start to understand that there's a lot of common things in all kind of payment scenarios, and next thing was the application called MePay. MePay is the vending application where you can read the QR code or NFC tag from the gas pump or vending machine. And it took any more 2,500 hours to execute that application for the ready. Then we have a Enfo, what is electric company invoicing application. So you get the invoices with the push message in your application and you pay with the card, what is stored here. Pretty handy for the invoice handling process. It took only 1,500 hours to execute that one. And currently what we have, our last project, what we have finished in the goal is called Work Pilots. Work Pilots, it's an application what is pretty close as a concept for the taxi Uber is. You can order people to work my premises, like cleaning my car or something like that. It's meant for the young people to earn some pocket money. And you point the location where you are working and all the same functionalities, rating, scoring, everything is included in that application. And it took any more 672 hours to execute. And it was dramatic increase. So we can drop down the mobile development cost dramatically and give the better revenue for the software companies who are executing that one. Our SDK contains basically everything what you can imagine there. There's authentication, authorization. We use the OAuth 2.0 there. Then we have an identification process there, we can adapt our external identification partners in there as well. We have a full payment gateway there integrated. We currently support operator billing in Finland and credit card processing. But basically we can add any kind of payment scenarios there. So, and then our SDK contains all the messaging capabilities like push messages, email, etc., lost password properties. And top of that one, we have all our security functions in there. Our security protocol is quite complex, but it's pretty easy to use with the SDK. Our true mission is to build real value for the mobile commerce developers, so they can earn more money because they get the shorter development time and they can focus to build better UI and a user experience of that one. That is our story. And also one-stop processing shop that everything what you need to build the payment scenarios happen, it's behind one contract. We currently are building our own PSP tokenization service there. We currently use external service, but we launched that project. Also, host card emulation is coming through us pretty soon.
So what's happening? So what's happening in the markets? You see this Uberization of everything. So there's a lot of companies who want to build these mobile-based solutions, and then doing a disruption of different type of verticals. And it's exactly for these kind of Uber wannabes that our SDK gives a very powerful capabilities because it's so easy, simple, and cost-effective to build those solutions using our SDK. So that's kind of one example. Next. But then, of course, with our SDK, you can do all kinds of other scenarios as well. As Pekka was describing, the actual projects we've done ourselves, what you can do with those, you can also build like order and pay type of applications, just like Starbucks has subscription services, you name it. So it's basically the sky's only the limit in terms of imagination of what things you can do with our SDK. Next. So now next we will go to the good parts. So Pekka is going to show you the demo on this work pilots thing we've been building as a last project ourselves. Can you switch on the overhead camera?
So here's the landing page of the work pilots application. Work pilots is meant to hire young people to work your premises, to wash cars or wash your cleans or walk your dog out or whatever. And there's two targets in that application. To get young people some kind of reward that they have been working and a CV that, okay, how well they have been performing. So that's why the scoring is there, that the employers rate the customer there in the real time. And also there's another story, it's called that honor points, that you can get some kind of honor and when you are hiring people who are not getting the job easily from somewhere else. So order placement here is really easy. There's a short categorization of the work types you can put there, and then you use location services to point at where the work actually is executed. And this is describing that you can put some additional. Then you evaluate how many hours you want that guy to be working there, and put some kind of description there. I put just now put just there some, and then you put that how long that offer is shown in the system, and then it only asks my PIN code where now the order has been placed and my card has been already authorized, and when the young people get the push message that okay, you have now suitable work here, they say propose themselves to job. And I get the message here that, okay, there's a list of people who propose him to the work. And then I just choose that like a Tinder type selections process and say, okay, you are one who I choose there. Then he get the message that, okay, you have been hired that job. And they just execute the job. And when the job has been done, they rate both themselves. So it's pretty complex process, but if you think about concept-wise, it's really, really close to the taxi Uber. So there's no big difference there. So that work application development take for the iOS and Android 672 hours. It was amazing.
Can you show a bit of a backend?
Okay. So here's our backend where you can build some kind of order models. Basically, everything starts to build that unique, different kind of scenario, how the order is processed, different statuses, etc. Then we have a dashboard there, what basically illustrates how your business is going on. Obviously, this is our test environment anyway. Then we have a transactions there, obviously. We basically monitor this kind of transaction. Everything what we do is a transactions and put under risk scoring. Like when I log in inside the system, we are measuring the risk also in there. Pretty much similar functionalities what we are using in the card processing. We measure speed, location, whatever. Also, we do the fingerprint tapping analyzing there. We measure the milliseconds between when you are entering the PIN code there. And also, we have a tool to manage your application. So inside the application, you can have many merchants there. So like currently we are doing haircutting application where you can see, look, suitable haircutting service and press that one, select that one. There is a version control for the application that basically limits that what version can access to the service if there's some kind of security problem in the application. And we have push notification keys there, defining what is the order model and OAuth encryption keys. Also, terms of use is managed in the same place. So pretty easy to start to develop any kind of application.
Also, we got time. Why don't we show some of the REST APIs?
Oh, yeah. So this is our API. Basically, you can use that one as well, so it's no problem. But it's pretty large already, so there's a huge amount of commands, and we try to make that simple to do that one. So basically, everything is RESTful and JSON-based stuff there. Our solution is typical Mongo database solution, and we do everything like modern guys are doing currently.
Let's go back to the slides.
Okay.
Okay, so you can see we have a very developer-friendly SDK, so very powerful capabilities, and also pricing-wise, we are equally developer-friendly because basically the basic development use is always free, and then once you take applications, what you build with our SDK commercial, then we're just utilizing the transaction-based model because we are taking care of the payment processing, acquiring things, everything is behind our SDK. So that's what we provide in the SDK, and we can just kind of have a concluding remarks. That's last slide.
Yeah, so like I say earlier, that our focus is to build the tools for the mobile developers that they can make a better revenue for their project. And payment is kind of hidden behind the all different kind of agreement. It's only one agreement and everything is open to you, so you don't need to know anything else top of that one. Pretty soon we add also SSL encryption with let's encrypt.org, so basically then we believe that everything is in the same package. So currently you need to do the SSL signing somewhere else, but pretty soon that is also available there.
So unfortunately, as said, we are not quite yet public, but just drop by our booth and we're happy to take also your name and just let me know as soon as we go public, which is pretty soon. Yeah. I think that's it from our side. All right. Thank you.